What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today we've got some great topics for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Max Brass is ARM's first new DLC character, and Spectator Mode is coming this month. Nintendo introduced a new character for ARMS during its Treehouse Live play segment, and we get the first look at Max Brass, who is described as the greatest champion in the history of the Grand Prix. Max Brass will actually be out this month following an update. ARMS will be getting another update in July, which adds a Spectator Mode, because that is pretty cool. I know a lot of you guys were watching Mr. Ibuki and all of them, and even Gaming With Me, who's a YouTuber right here that does Nintendo content. He was on there. ARMS Invitational was amazing, and I do want to talk about this because I've seen some people, and I guess it's not too big of a deal, but I've seen some people say, oh, well, where's the content in ARMS, or where's like the modes, and I'm not really sure what people are expecting in a fighting game. I remember when Street Fighter V was launched, people were saying, oh, well, where's the arcade mode? Like, it needs a tournament mode or arcade mode, right? And that was the big thing, that it didn't have that. So ARMS comes with a Grand Prix. ARMS comes with multiple different modes, like the volleyball, the skill shots, in addition to the basketball. So it comes with Grand Prix, it comes with all of those extra side modes, and it also comes with split screen multiplayer for up to 4 players. Of course, you have the dual screen multiplayer, the tabletop modes. You have the online with a ranking system, and even a party online mode as well, plus customization as far as inviting friends and doing any type of options that you want to do within your own lobby. I'm not exactly sure how much more a fighting game can offer, because if you look at any of the fighting games that are released, that's pretty much what you get. You get an arcade mode, you get some type of tournament mode or something like that. You get a single player mode where you go through, and you get the online, and that's where you spend most of your time. So I do think that some people need to understand the narrative of when it's a fighting game, that usually the replay value in the modes is really going through, going online, fighting against other people, ranking up, getting better, using different characters, fighting in different arenas. That's where you really get your value when it comes to a fighting game, not offering 15 million modes that are probably going to be, most of them, throwaway. Kind of like Smash Brothers at times, where there's just a lot of modes that people just don't play. For example, the whole Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, that board game mode, it's like complete waste. I would have liked for them to put that effort and time into something else if they could have. But hey, that's just me. I do feel that ARMS will get better and better as the months release. I think that the new content, there's going to be new arenas, and there's going to be stuff added to increase the experience and enhance the experience of ARMS, whether it's a spectator mode, the Max Brass DLC, the first character, but that's usually where you're going to get your value at, guys. So it's not going to be at offering 15 different modes or anything like that. Where the value is new characters, new stages, playing online, ranking up. And that's how fighting games have pretty much always been, especially if you want to go back in the day, like Street Fighter 2, there was like the arcade mode, and there was like, that's it. And then you had the local multiplayer, and that was like it, and people played that because that was the whole point of the game, was playing and getting better. ARMS has way more content than most fighting games, especially for a brand new IP. So I don't really understand the complaints at all. Play the game, play the party mode, play the different options, get better, use the different characters, rank up. That's what fighting games are about. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts pertaining to Max Brass as a DLC character, the spectator mode, and the additional content and updates that will be coming. What do you think the next character is going to be themed after or look like? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts, what you have to say, and just if you guys are enjoying ARMS, because I did pick up my copy and I will be throwing them ARMS today at some point. Make sure you keep an eye on the Patreon page to find out exactly when I'm going to be live streaming ARMS today. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is confirmed to launch worldwide in 2017, but it will be localized by Nintendo of Europe. That's why you kind of hear the European accents or the British accents that they're going to have in that game. You heard it in the trailer, some of them at least. And yeah, it's pretty much confirmed, right? Nintendo confirmed multiple times that this game was going to be a 2017 launch, but what wasn't uncertain or not is whether it's going to launch sometime here in the United States later than Japan or anything like that, because I know Fire Emblem Warriors, that's not locked in to launch in September. So that's not locked in at all. So I think that Fire Emblem Warriors might be a different date. So some people were saying, well, what about Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Is that going to be a different date as well? But no, that is not the case. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be launching worldwide, same date, localization handled by Nintendo of Europe. So I'm hoping with Nintendo of Europe localizing it, they really just don't do any type of censorship or stupid changes. That's the biggest thing that I want to see. Obviously, I'm going to get the game no matter what. I'm going to play it. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. But I would really like for them just to keep it the way it is, keep the original vision the way it is. There was a little bit more in this interview on Kotaku about like the changes that they made to Xenoblade Chronicles X, the breast slider, all the different bikini stuff and all that. And Takahashi said, oh, he didn't really mind much, just because as long as the original vision is intact and the game is there and they understand that there's cultural appropriation for different places. So he makes his money just developing the game, guys. I don't think he really cares. He's already been paid. He's already being paid. He gets to make his vision for games. So I don't think he cares about a couple different things here and there. So some people were expecting him to say, oh, this is a travesty and all that. And that's not the case. Atlas, I know, is a little bit different when it comes to the localization and stuff and what the developers think, but this isn't Atlas, this is Monolith Soft. So I'm looking forward to this, and if you have not checked out my preview on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when it comes to the combat system, the world size, and what they're doing, please make sure you check that out. I already uploaded it a few hours ago at this point, depending on when you're watching. It could have been longer. I went through all the different combat mechanics and everything because there was a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Treehouse live stream, but it was long. It was like 40 minutes, and I kind of condensed that down to pretty much all the important things and some of the background information on the game in about 5 minutes. I think a little bit less than 5 minutes. So if you want to watch that, check it out. Get to see what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is all about, know the combat system, get a little bit of a history lesson as far as what was in Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. Please make sure you check out that video. I thought it was very well done. I'll have a link in the description below in addition to the comments as well. So what are your most anticipated? What are you excited about? Are you hyped for this worldwide launch? I know I am. Please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear all the Xenoblade fans. Please speak up and let me know what you guys have to say. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. The Nintendo Switch has surpassed 250,000 units sold in France alone. We're not talking about all of Europe. We're talking about France alone. So the Nintendo Switch managed to sell 105,000 units in France at launch. Since then, the console has gone on to sell over 250,000 units. Now, comparing this to the Wii U sold 289,000 units by December 2013. So in 14 months, the Switch did this in just 4 months, going into the 4th month. That is absolutely insane, and you can clearly tell that the Switch is pretty much hitting all strides in every region. And France has always been one of the biggest regions for Nintendo as far as their games go, even with the Wii U and their system sold better there than what you'd see in other countries in Europe. And the Nintendo Switch is pretty much blowing the expectations out of the water, especially when compared to the Wii U and even beating the 3DS by a good margin. And I think the biggest thing for Nintendo, of course, the hybrid nature of it. I was completely wrong on that, and more than happy to be wrong as far as how that would work out. But once again, once I saw the concept, I knew it would work for a worldwide scale. People can now play games anywhere. And I think that's the big thing when it comes to any place. You can now play games anywhere in your house. You can play games anywhere outside. You can play games comfortably on your couch at home. There's just so many different and versatile ways that you can play the Switch, and I think the concept is selling the system more than anything. People have talked about certain things as far as why the system is selling, making up excuses and saying certain things like, oh, well, Nintendo starved people for information and now you can't get that. So whenever it is in stores, all of a sudden people want to buy it. And I would say maybe, but probably because Nintendo has shown a full lineup of games at their press conference as far as what they're going to be doing back in January. The concept, they showed off Skyrim, they showed off some of the third-party games, NBA 2K was shown off, and then leading into that, they had a pretty good press conference for most people's ideas as far as exclusive games go. You have The Legend of Zelda at launch, which was also very instrumental in this system selling, and then you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, pretty much the best game from the Wii U as far as sales go. Put that on the Nintendo Switch right there a month later. I think that factors into so many different things, and people knew the lineup. We knew that we were going to be getting this, and this. Nintendo laid out some of the games from Xenoblade to ARMS to all these different titles as far as when generally you're going to be getting those. So they weren't as secretive as they've been before, whereas with the Nintendo Wii U, we got the launch games and they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll have these out at this time, and then there was delays after delays, whereas Nintendo has pretty much been on track with their first party development. Nothing has really gotten out of order, and they've had quality ports as far as from indie developers developers, instead of having broken or laggy, glitchy, gimped third-party games that people already played, you know, at least these ones that were coming over were better quality in terms of the frame rate, with stuff like Disgaea 5, in addition to Thumper, NBA Playground, some of the other titles that have launched, Graceful Explosion Machine. All of them has just ran a lot better and been better than what we got before. Now what I'm thinking is that Nintendo's going to try to keep this thing going as far as just pushing as many units out there, which is going to give the leeway for developers to get better games out when it comes to the major third parties. We're going to be seeing a port of Skyrim coming to the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of people are excited. Well, why are people excited? Because Nintendo and Bethesda work together in order to make sure that that game is fully featured, has all the different expansion packs when it comes to it, looks beautiful, isn't the PS3 and 360 version that people were expecting it to be or were thinking that it was going to be. In addition to that, they added some more Nintendo touches and flares with motion controls with the Joy-Cons, in addition to the Legend of Zelda outfits in there. That right there probably saved this game from dismal sales. Now, if that would have been at launch, it probably wouldn't have had the extra development time in order to get all of that extra stuff in there, and it might have been a rushed port. Now we're going to get much better quality, and I think that you're seeing with FIFA and NBA 2K and some of the other games that were all at launch on the Wii U and weren't very good quality, you're going to see much better quality going forward. And I'm looking forward to third-party developers and of course Nintendo putting out higher quality games going forward, in addition to 2018, which I think will be a bigger year when it comes to Nintendo and bigger third-party developers. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence, so go ahead and give us a like and a follow. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. In addition to that, we have $10 prized eShop tournaments for games like ARMS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Smash Brothers, and more. Plus Discord voice chat for all of our live streams. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace.